In southern China, disastrous floods continue to affect tens of millions of people. Hefei, one of the cities spearheading the so-called Sponge City project, designed to have cities soak up water and release it later, has become an ocean city during the flood. Starting in 2016, Hefei City planned to create a sponge city area measuring 2,661 square kilometers. The China Meteorological Administration has been issuing yellow warnings for heavy rain. On June 27, the Ministry of Water Resources of the PRC claimed that floods above the alarm level occurred in 13 rivers in Sichuan, Chongqing, and Guangxi provinces. After 5 rounds of torrential rain in southern China, the leader of the Chinese Communist Party, Xi Jinping, admitted for the first time that the regional flood situation was serious. On the 28th, Xi Jinping issued flood control instructions.
All the people in the Yangtze River Basin are now suffering the consequences of the sins committed by the CCP in the past and present. It has been flooding so much for over a month that party leader Xi Jinping finally came out and said, "People's interests are paramount." We all know this is nonsense. They never take people's interests seriously.
In response to the incoming water, authorities ordered that the daily discharge threshold of the Three Gorges Reservoir be increased to 35,000 cubic meters per second.
Since the dam was built, it has never benefited the people. It has never made sense to people. On the contrary, it worried us all the time. It's been said recently that the Three Gorges Dam of the Yangtze River has become distorted. If this were a democratic government, it would have taken the claims seriously and actively taken measures to protect people's interests. But the Chinese Communist regime clearly isn't doing the right thing.
Gaby Dong thinks that in order to save the dam, the CCP disregarded people's lives, adopting the method of non-stop water discharge.
We can use 3 sentences to summarize the flooding of the Yangtze River. First, this is a man-made disaster by the Chinese Communist regime. Second, the Three Gorges Dam is one of the most typical evil projects done by a dictatorship. Third, people living around Yangtze River are now in dire straits due to the floods, which is the best portrayal of people under an autocratic system.
Besides Yicheng City in Hubei Province, floods have also inundated Huaping Town in Hubei Province and Hefei City in Anhui Province.
The main problem is the poor drainage system, which happens to be the problem in many Chinese cities. Poor drainage caused some places to flood, like the administrative district, including Hefei University of Technology New District. The flooding situation in some places is very bad, with more than half of the cars being submerged underwater.
On June 27th, the water in Hefei flooded the number 168 middle school and the local communities. The water level is almost above the sofa in the apartment on the first floor.
Recently, it has been raining for many days in Hefei. Sometimes it is a torrential rain, which would easily cause flooding. We have been accustomed to this for many years. Society is like this. Everyone is used to it.
It is said since 2014, the CCP has subsidized local constructions in sponge cities to solve the water logging problem, and it is expected to invest 40 billion yuan, $5.66 billion, in 2 years. However, a few years have passed and waterlogging problems in various places are still serious, and the tens of billions of funds went down the drain. Hefei, one of the 31 major flood prevention cities in China, is still frequently affected by floods. In May 2017, CCP mouthpiece Xinhua Net reported that the construction of sponge cities had been fully initiated in Anhui province. Based on its plan, the waterlogging points in the city should have been mostly resolved by the end of 2017. By 2020, all cities in over 60% of county areas should meet the standards for sponge city construction, which will save Anhui residents from having the city look like an ocean city. However, in late June 2020, heavy rain changed Hefei from a sponge city to an ocean city. Anhui residents are not only watching the flood, but also living in the water. Netizens said helplessly that the streets in Hefei can be used for boating.